Today I'm going to do a video about Perfect Day. First is just looking at a good talk that the founders did, and second I'm doing a taste test, and then I'm going to look at just a little bit of the company and how it's structured.
It's hard enough to produce sufficient animal protein to meet the demand of today. What about tomorrow? Despite a growing awareness of these challenges, we find that demand for animal protein is still only increasing all over the world. And as you probably heard 100 times today, the world population is expected to surpass 9.5 billion by 2050. Interesting to me is that many of these new people are going to be in developing economies, where as a larger and wealthier middle class emerges, typically one of the first things that these empowered new consumers start to spend their money on is animal protein. If you combine these two factors, you have a perfect storm. Not only do we need to produce far more protein, but we have to do so in a way that is fundamentally less damaging than what we do today. Now, sure, the easy answer would be for everyone to just stop eating animal products and switch to alternatives. But we can tell you from firsthand experience, that's easier said than done. That's ultimately why we've set out to support the evolution of our food system as a whole by creating a more secure, environmentally friendly, and nutritious source of protein.
Without the use of a single animal in the entire process.
Okay, so how do you make animal protein without animals? I remember I had that exact question in my mind one day at work back in 2014. At the time, I was developing antibodies and other medicines using the tools of biotechnology. And I had this sort of aha light bulb moment when I realized that the antibodies I was making already were animal proteins made without animals, which led to the question, could this very same technology be used to make high-quality protein for the food industry that wouldn't have these kind of impacts on the environment and on animals and all these other different things? That's ultimately, when I met Parimal in 2014, what surprised me so much about us is that he had come to the exact same realization through his work in biomedicine. And that's why we teamed up and joined forces to start Perfect Day. We had recognized an untapped opportunity to create protein using these technologies.
The key is fermentation. Fermentation is the art and science of just converting nutrients from one form into the other. We've created a type of yeast that converts sugar into milk protein. That is the key to our technology and our entire platform. The cool thing is, we're taking sugar, something that the world is pretty good at producing, and we're converting it into high-quality, nutritious protein that the world is demanding. We've designed our process to fit into existing infrastructure that's found all over the globe, and we're working with the industry to scale up. And we will be out there in a big way pretty soon. If you're wondering what our process actually looks like, imagine a beer brewery. If you walk into our production process in the future, there'll be these beautiful giant stainless steel tanks. Inside it will be yeast that's converting sugar into milk protein for human use. Our platform allows us to make any protein out there. But we chose dairy proteins for two reasons: its nutrition and its functionality. Dairy protein is the most nutritious source of protein available to humans today. It contains all of the essential amino acids required. It's super digestible. It helps in everything from muscle recovery to halting stunted growth in children, and it also delivers a ton of calcium to your body. On the functionality side, these proteins are the reason dairy is so amazing. When you take a scoop of yogurt and put it in your mouth, that body, that creaminess, that mouthfeel, it's all the protein. The reason milk is white in color is because of the protein. The reason when you take a slice of pizza from the entire pie, that beautiful stretch that you see when you're removing that piece of pizza, it's the protein. If you tried to make cheese using plant protein, the best thing you can actually make today is tofu.
Now, don't get me wrong, I like tofu, but it ain't cheese. Our plan is to create a new way for the world to make dairy proteins so that we can all go on eating our favorite food products, just healthier, kinder, and greener than ever before. If we can create proteins that are more sustainable and more humane and better for everyone involved than the animal equivalent, but still deliver on taste and price and convenience, then the dilemma disappears. The choice that's best for our bodies and for animals and the planet can become the default answer for consumers because we're no longer asking anyone to compromise.
And that is what separates us from the pack. If you look at plant proteins, they're just not functional and they're not nutritious. That's why food manufacturers, when they use plant proteins to make any product, they're really compromising by adding in emulsifiers, starches, hydrocolloids, gums, things you really don't want in your food. Animal protein, super functional, super nutritious, but it's not going to scale. It's just not sustainable. We have created a solution that's the best of both worlds. It contains the nutrition of dairy because it is dairy protein, but because it's produced in a new way, it has the heart and soul of plant-based proteins. It's way more sustainable, a true win-win solution.
For us, this isn't a solution for next generation. The technology is possible today, and the world urgently needs this as soon as possible. The dairy industry itself may be reaching a ceiling. We've heard from people that work inside the dairy industry and are concerned whether dairy is going to be able to meet protein demand by 2025. We're starting to hit the biological limits of what we can make cows do. Meanwhile, consumers are in the midst of a massive global shift away from animal products, animal protein in particular. Parimal and I are two examples of this, but you've probably noticed this in your everyday life too. We've read that more than 60% of millennials are trying to reduce the amount of animal protein in their diet, if not going all the way to vegetarian or vegan. And that may sound like great news, and it is, don't get me wrong, but it's nowhere near the kind of critical mass that we're going to need to really address the problems that we're talking about here. Finally, food companies are always looking for innovative ingredients that can bring new experiences to food. Our approach enables food innovation while solving some of the world's greatest challenges. And that might just be why food companies are lining up to be among the first to work with our ingredients. And we can't wait to share it with them. When we first started on this journey, we were obsessed with making products like cheese, yogurt, ice cream, finished goods. But on the way, we learned that dairy proteins offer functionality to a wide variety of products, not just fresh dairy. This means that if we zoom out a little bit and take more of an ingredient-centric approach, perfect day dairy proteins, and therefore our impact, will be able to extend to products in every aisle of the grocery store, not just the dairy case.
4 years ago, we were trying to have impact by changing our individual diets. 2 years ago, we would have been happy with the impact of just launching a single product on the retail store.
But today, now that we've embraced an ingredient strategy and we've taken a broader look at how the food industry actually works, we're truly blown away by the scale of impact we can have, disrupting a nearly $1 trillion market. And looking forward, we're really excited to partner with the industry to come up with creative solutions to some of the greatest problems challenging our generation.
Like, how do all of us continue to enjoy the cheese on our pizza without having to compromise on the planet or our own nutrition or our own experience? The world is changing, and the food system needs to change and evolve with it. And the two of us are super excited that we have the rare opportunity to help drive that evolution in the field of dairy. Thank you.
I have two flavors here. I have the harissa pepper and the spring onion and chive. And there's another one that they make. They don't have an original flavor now that I can tell, but they have a raspberry one. And I just bought these two because I prefer non-sweet things and fruity things when I have cream cheese on my bagel. So let's just see. Here we can see it's made from plants and flora. Flora is bacteria and or what is used. Scientific term, I can explain that a bit later, but that's what the perfect day is. And so there is no actual animal product in here, but the protein that makes the cream cheese is identical to one that you find in a normal cream cheese that is from an animal. And so this is whey protein. So you can see here in the ingredients list, we have animal-free cream, water, coconut oil, and non-animal whey protein. And then there's all the other powders and spices which make up the rest of the cream cheese here. Here we can see the spread. It smells really nice. Let's try some. Here's a little baguette. delicious. It tastes just like cream cheese that you get anywhere else, except the difference is this is made with real protein, identical to protein that you would get in normal cream, but it's just made without the cow. Super cool, super delicious. I'll put the link to the shop in the Bay Area where you can get this.
Okay, I just want to take a quick look at the Perfect Day website just to show you a little bit what their business looks like and also what their product lines look like. They're very similar in my mind to the Every Company. So if you're following Agronomics, the VC firm, you'll notice that they're investing in the Every Company. I've done a couple taste tests of their products and I've done a video, at least one, if not two, I don't remember now, videos on them. So Perfect Day is a very similar company in that they're making proteins with precision fermentation. Right now, they're first focused on whey protein, but ultimately with the technology, they can make any protein really that they want. So I would actually be looking at Perfect Day when they IPO to potentially invest in them because they seem further ahead than the Every Company. And I mean, both of their products are great. I think they'll both be successful. Perfect Day was really the original one. And yeah, I think we'll just wait and see where things go. But I would be interested in investing in both of them, to be honest, at this point. So you can see here already, as we just start on the website, that they have a separate business line called Nth Bio. And what this is this is an enterprise biology platform which helps other companies use precision fermentation technologies in their own products. So if we go here, we can see that it's an enterprise biology innovation arm focused on piloting and scaling Perfect Day from precision fermentation technology to partners across industries, including in food, agriculture, pharmaceutical, biology, textiles, and personal care to create new kinds of products. So if you work with Nth Bio, you have access to both their expertise and their experience in biotech, food, and consumer packaged goods, and possibly laboratories here. So we can see in terms of their partners, they really offer all parts of the stack, so to speak. So they offer the ability to do engineering of proteins and screening of proteins. And all that means is really right in basic high school biology, you have A, T, C, G. Those are the building blocks of DNA. And so all you need to do is combine those building blocks into an amino acid, which builds a protein. And so they work with proteins in fungi. As we saw in yesterday's video, the Better Meat Company is making new meat products out of fungi protein. They also work with yeast and other bacterias. So then they have both upstream and downstream processing, which just means that you're growing the cells and then you're actually doing the fermentation of larger batches of those cells. So they do those kind of at the smaller batches up to 2 liters. Then they do full pilot plant runs of up to 1,000 liters. They can help with regulatory filing and then also full manufacturing and commercial production up to then they provide access to large-scale 100,000 liter fermenters so that companies can go and really pilot their products and how they would be manufactured. So they offer some really interesting business services for companies looking to build their own products. They also have a line here of their own brands, and they've created that under a separate company called the Urgent Company. So we have brands like Cool House Ice Cream, Brave Robot Ice Cream, which I tasted, delicious. Highly recommend you go try it. It's in a lot of stores in the US. We have California Performance protein powder. So this would be protein powder for whey protein for athletes. And then we have Modern Kitchen cream cheeses, which I've just done a taste test in this video here. And then they have partnerships that they offer to restaurants and food services businesses. So they sell different products to food production or restaurants or chefs. And there's some really good videos of different chefs using their protein. Right now, as we just saw in the video, they're focused on whey protein, but they make these products: protein powders, whole egg replacers, barista milk, cream cheese, ice cream, gelato, bakery mix, confectionery, soft serve, milkshake mixes. And if you look, you can see their partners. There's a number of different companies that are looking to bring milks, and cheeses, and ice creams. Either they're going to be on the market soon or they already are. And so you can look at that. Yeah, Villa Dulce Gelato is one such company, and they make gelato using the Perfect Day protein. This one I haven't tried, but I have tried the Urgent Company, Brave Robot, and Modern Kitchen products. Delicious. Really good. I can't say enough good things. So in terms of this business with restaurants and these products, this is quite similar to the strategy that the Every Company is using as well. And yeah, I just wanted to go through their website quickly and just to show you the kinds of things that they are doing. And again, I highly recommend you go check out these products. They're delicious. Yeah, they're so good. So there's a quick look at Perfect Day. I'm Chris. Thanks for watching.